We all know that with the changing times come the revolutionary changes in the tastes and the mindsets of the people. Today, we are going to talk about a change that has taken place long back, but somehow people have either not noticed it or they have refused to accept the same. The LGBTQ+ community is not hidden from anyone. The idea of same-sex love, being a transgender as it is stated, is treated very peculiarly in our society. The concept of otherness, which was devised to analyze the identity construction of the majority and minority states, that woman is the other of man. The idea of binary opposites was brought to picture by this very concept, where it claimed that the social construction of gender is broadly classified as man and woman. These two identities are set up as opposites without acknowledging alternative gender expressions. This is the kind of society we live in, where accepting a person any different from these two genders is a tough task. Ellen DeGeneres, one of the well-known television hosts and who is majorly known for her famous talk show, confidently came out and said, "Yep, I'm a gay," has set an inspiration to so many of her kind and others too. Gauri Sawant, a transgender activist who was born as Ganesh but emerged victorious against a society that wasn't all too tolerant towards transgenders. This is what we need today: bold and confident people surrounded by the supportive people. There are many other celebrities and known personalities who have accepted themselves in front of the entire world, and all they ask for is acceptance. The term subaltern, adopted by Antonio Gramsci, refers to the people who are subject to hegemony and are put under inferior ranks. Well, LGBTQ+ community is one such group which is a victim to this. This community has faced innumerable cases of discrimination, suppression, domination by other communities, to list a few. Let me bring into light some of the heinous crimes that are committed against these humans, which are huge in number and will shock the wits out of you. Between 2008 and 2014, there were 1,612 murders across 62 countries of transgender persons, equivalent to a killing every 2 days. The Inter-American Commission on Human Rights reported 594 hate-related killings of LGBT persons in the 25 members of the Organization of American States between January 2013 and March 2014. In India, the LGBTQ+ community has faced a long history of violence. But since the country's coronavirus lockdown, the number of people inflicting self-harm or having suicidal thoughts are on the rise, activists say. The study conducted between April and October 2015 covered Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana and Karnataka. It found that of 8,549 respondents, 14% have faced some kind of emotional violence, 8.9% have faced sexual violence, and 9% have faced physical violence. These many men were punished for being gay, basically for being themselves. The suffering of this community exists in this society in its totality, let alone the workplaces. On 6th September 2018, the Supreme Court read down Section 377, which decriminalized consensual sex among homosexual adults, which is a very impressive step. 2 years have already passed, and this nightmare still doesn't seem to end. The most common crime against them is discrimination and harassment at workplace. There are so many cases reported and so many that are still under the carpet. Indian companies are increasingly taking steps to make the workplace more diverse and inclusive in nature. Despite the Supreme Court making gay sex legal, people are frowned upon for their sexual orientation. Findings from a 2018 Times Jobs survey highlight the general attitude of the Indian workplace. As high as 57% of the participants responded in a negative manner to the companies who openly recruited from LGBTQ+ community. Over 55% said they experienced bias at the working environment over sex, ethnicity, and sexual orientation. This is despite most companies having formal policies in place to stop discrimination and harassment at the workplace, and some even having dedicated diversity officers to drive change. Well, there is some good news, and that is change is happening, says the diversity experts. Solidarity Foundation recently joined Capgemini and Royal Bank of Scotland to organize a workshop to help companies take forward actionable points to strengthen transgender inclusion. RBS was the first company in India to publicly extend medical benefits to same-sex partners and give surrogacy leave irrespective of the partner's gender. This entire community continues to fight for their rights, and their battle continues. While a gender-neutral law would be more reflective of various gender identities and inclusive of the LGBTQ+ community's experiences, it is also specifically aimed to rebalance a patriarchal inequality. When we enter the workplace, we often unwittingly reproduce societal inequalities. Even today, workplaces and institutions tend to be largely homogeneous. The plight of this community does not end here. It rather has reached a stage where people not only show hatred towards them, but also fear them. Homophobia is the fear, hatred, discomfort with, or mistrust of people who are lesbian, gay, or bisexual. Biphobia is a fear, hatred specifically of people who are bisexual. Similarly, we have transphobia as a fear, which is hatred, discomfort, and mistrust of people who are transgender or don't follow traditional gender norms. This is the level to which the mankind has stooped down to. It's often based in irrational fear and misunderstanding or rooted in conservative religious beliefs. What we humans fail to understand is that they are also of our kind and they deserve the same kind of treatment the way we do. So from where does the question of fearing them comes from? It goes without saying that they are also a victim of structural inequality, which is a condition where one category of people are attributed an unequal status in relation to other categories of people. They have faced inequality at every stage of their lives, from households to workplaces. There is no denial that there are changes happening, but it needs to be more rapid-paced and in benefit of these people. Let's make this world a better place to live in. These are the sources from where we acquired the information. At last, I would like to thank all my team members for their efforts, which helped us complete this assignment successfully. Thank you.